Good morning, my honorable lecturer, Miss Tiara Diansari MPD, and hello everyone. Nice to meet you again. Today I want to present my final exam language assessment about designing classroom language assessment and standardized assessment. Let's see the first flowchart. In this flowchart, you can see teaching activity, and from this we can know how to design CLT, curriculum language teaching. We must to know what is our purpose and the objective one, and after that we will do some test item and we will get scoring, grading and feedback. Don't forget about what for your CLT. The outline of this presentation, the first one is test types, practical step to text construction, scoring, grading and feedback. Next, test types. There are 5 test types: language aptitude test, proficiency test, placement test, diagnostic test, achievement test. Language aptitude test. A language aptitude test is designed to measure capacities or general ability to learn a foreign language and ultimate success in that undertaking. Language aptitude tests are ostensibly designed to apply to the classroom learning of any language to predict a person's future success in learning a or any foreign language. They can be for actual learning. Tasks in the modern language aptitude tests you can see here: number learning, phonetic script, spelling clues, words in sentences, and pair association. Proficiency test. Proficiency test Proficiency test. Proficiency test is not limited to any one course, curriculum, or single skill in the language. Rather, it tests overall ability. Proficiency test is a test which measures how much of a language someone has learned. It is not linked to a particular course of instruction, but measures the learner's general levels of language mastery. For example, TOEFL, IELTS, and other standardized tests. Placement tests. To assign students to classes progress or appropriate to their level of proficiency. Define characteristics of each level of proficiency should be measured. Example, the English as a second language placement test, ESLPT, at San Francisco State University has 3 parts. Part 1, students read a short article and then write a summary essay. In part 2, students write a composition in response to an article. Part 3 is multiple choice. Students read an essay and identify grammar errors in it. Diagnostic test. A diagnostic test is designed to show what skill or knowledge a learner knows and doesn't know. Example, a test in pronunciation might diagnose the phonological features of English that are difficult for learners and should therefore become part of curriculum. Identify a student's strengths and weaknesses to benefit future instruction. Achievement test. Measure how successful students are in achieving objectives of a lesson, course, or curriculum closely related to the content of particular lesson, course, or curriculum. Syllabus content approach or course objective approach. Final achievement test or progress achievement test. Formative assessment. They are often summative because they are administered at the end of the unit or term of study. The specification for an achievement test should be determined by A. The objective of the lesson, unit, or course being assessed. B. The relative importance or way assigned to each objective. C. The tasks employed in classroom lesson during the unit of time. D. Practical issues such as the time frame for the test and turnaround time. E. The extent of which the test structure lends itself to formative feedback. Practical steps to test construction, assessing clear, unambiguous objectives, drawing up test specification, devising test tasks, designing multiple choice test items, assessing clear, unambiguous objective. Form focus objective, listening and speaking. Student will recognize and produce tag questions with the correct grammatically form and final intonation pattern in some social conversation. The student will recognize and produce WH information question with correct final intonation pattern. In communication skill or speaking, student will state completed action and events in a social conversation, ask for confirmation in a social conversation, give opinion about an event in a social conversation, produce language with contextually appropriate intonation, stress, and rhythm. In reading skill, simple essay or story, student will recognize irregular past tense of selected verbs in a story or essay. Writing skill, simple essay or story. Student will write a one-paragraph story about a simple event in the past and use conjunctions so and because in a statement of opinion. Test specification, you can see here. Devising test tasks, oral interview format. You can see here. Multiple choice items are or receptive or selective response items in that the test taker chooses from a set of responses, commonly called a supply type of response, rather than creating a response. Other receptive item types include true, false questions and matching lists. In the discussion here, the guidelines apply primarily to multiple choice item types and not necessarily to other receptive types. Design each item to measure a specific objective. You can see here. Conclusion. There are 5 kinds of test types: language aptitude test, proficiency test, placement test, diagnostic test, and achievement test. Every test must be a wonderfully innovative instrument that will garner the accolades of the colleges and the admiration of the students. In the test, we have some practical steps to test construction. They are assessing clear and unambiguous. Evaluation can fulfill 2 functions: assessment and feedback. Assessment is a matter of measuring what the learners already know. Any assessment should also provide positive feedback to inform teachers and learners about what is still not known, thus providing important input to the content and the methods of future works. That's all my presentation. I hope this presentation will be useful for you. See you next video.